Hallo zusammen, welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Today I am back with an update on the immigration laws in Germany for those of you who are interested in moving to Germany for work. There have been some juicy updates over the last few weeks, more specifically at the end of June of this year. Some of the new proposed laws went through another reading, and it is said that the law is going to be coming into effect by March of 2024, and there have been some really good developments that's going to make it a lot easier for those of you who are interested in moving here to work to actually move here, and there's going to be a lot less barriers to get through in order to make that happen. So I am really excited to share this update with you. For those of you who are new to the channel, maybe it's your first time clicking on one of these videos, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. My name is Diana. I am a Canadian expat that's been living and working in Berlin, Germany for the last 6 years. Always trips me out whenever I say that. But yeah, I've been here for the last 6 years, and on my channel, I talk all about things Germany. I talk about the German culture, my experience living here, how I moved here for work, and I also share tips so that you can do the same thing if that's something that you're interested in. So let's go ahead and jump into the updates. So just as a bit of a refresher, there is a demand for highly skilled workers in Germany. Germany has a very, very high aging population, and there's just not enough highly skilled workers, younger workers to fill the roles here. So the German government has been in talks over the last few years on how they can make this process a lot easier so that foreigners can actually move here, and so that they're actually encouraged and motivated to move here. So over the last few years, there's been a lot of proposals, a lot of talks back and forth within the government. And finally, in June of this year, some really great developments happened for these proposed laws. Again, these are not in effect just yet, but we are getting more developments and headed in the right direction here. And of course, as soon as I hear, the green light on when this is officially passed and come into effect, I will of course let you know. But just so you can start preparing yourself for your move, if that's something that you want to do, or you can start thinking of other opportunities, of course, I did want to let you know of these changes. So there's actually 3 goals with this proposed law. The first one is to actually make it a lot easier for foreigners to have their education and vocational training recognized here. For a lot of foreigners, they have the qualifications back home, but when it comes to actually translating those qualifications here and being able to find a job here, it does create a bit of a struggle, a lot of friction, and ultimately discourages people from moving here. And also, it prevents them from actually becoming a highly skilled worker in Germany. So the German government wants to reduce this barrier to entry. The other goal of this proposed law is to actually factor in the work experience that you've gathered in your foreign country so that it translates in Germany and you can qualify to be a highly skilled worker, and you can also qualify to have better paying jobs and better opportunities for yourself here. And then the third goal of this is to have a point system or a qualification system for job seekers so that if you do meet these criteria, you can actually move here. And again, speed up this whole process and have this process facilitated for you as well. So with all of these goals, there's actually 2 things that will be changing once this does come into effect in March of 2024. One major change will be to the EU Blue Card, and the second change will be the Chancenkarte, or the opportunity card. Also, if you want more info on what qualifies as a highly skilled worker or what jobs are in demand in Germany, I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to some of the other videos that I've made. But starting off with the changes to the EU Blue Card. So I know that this is something that is quite exciting to a lot of people, just because the EU Blue Card is something that is highly desirable. It facilitates how quickly you can get your permanent residence here, ultimately your citizenship, and you being able to even work in other European countries as well. Now, even in my personal life, I know a lot of people here that are considered highly skilled workers, but they don't quite qualify for the EU Blue Card because they don't meet the salary criteria just yet. Now, currently, in order to qualify for an EU Blue Card, the minimum salary you have to have is 56,800 euros per year. That's what you need to earn. If you make below that, then you won't even qualify to be considered for this. Of course, this does create quite a lot of barriers, especially in cities such as, let's say, Berlin, where there's a lot of demand for jobs, but maybe the salary is a bit lower than the rest of the country. It can disincentivize people from actually moving here because maybe they don't qualify for this, and they don't get to reap the rewards of being a highly skilled worker just because the salary may be lower. So what the government is proposing now is to lower the salary requirements to 43,800 euros per year that you would have to earn in order to qualify or be considered, which I do think is a really great improvement. As I mentioned, a lot of people could benefit from that even now, but it's going to motivate hopefully a lot more people to want to move here, apply for jobs here as well. And yeah, I think that's a really, really great development. So I'm excited for that to come through. And the next thing that I wanted to mention is the opportunity card, or the Chancenkarte, which is something I actually haven't talked too much about on my channel just yet because I didn't have too much information to share with you, quite frankly, back then. But now I have more snippets and more info that I can share with you on what this actually means. Again, nothing is concrete just yet. So it's not like you can just apply for this right now. It has to come into effect. It has to go through its final reading and approval, but we're almost there. And after years and years of waiting for this and discussions back and forth, it's almost here. So I think this is good. We've waited this long for this info and for things to happen, and it's happening now. So now that I have more info, I can of course share with you, but once it's solidified, I will of course let you know as well. But what they are proposing is a points-based system in order for you to get your visa to actually come here and look for a job. So if you qualify for the opportunity card, you can actually move here without a job and you can look for a job for 1 year. What's also proposed here is that you will be able to hold employment. You can work up to 20 hours per week in order to sustain your living here as well, help you out while you're looking for this full-time job. And this is really great because currently, let's say with the job seeker visa, you can only work 10 hours per week, which is not a lot. So yeah, upping this to 20 hours per week, I think is a really, really great thing. And hopefully, again, will encourage people to move here. Another thing that will be taken into account is, of course, your work experience, your vocational training and educational qualifications, alongside with whether or not you have the English speaking skills, German speaking skills, or if you have ties to Germany in any way. There's also talks that with this type of opportunity card, you may be able to bring a spouse over, which this is a fairly new development. There's not a lot of visas besides spousal visa or special type of permission visa that would allow you to do this. So it's great to see that the government is factoring this in because, of course, if you have a family, a spouse, it makes it that much more difficult, of course, to just leave and move abroad. So, of course, they want to encourage people to move here and those highly skilled workers to move here that may already have a spouse or family. So this is really, really great. And again, a new development in this whole process. I will, of course, keep you posted as I hear more. So if you are interested in moving here for work or learning about the new updates, definitely make sure to stick around and hit subscribe. I also post quite a lot about my daily life on IG, on Instagram, if you want to check that out. But I would love to know your thoughts on these new proposed laws. Let me know in the comments below. Do you actually think that this would make a difference for people who want to move here? If you're thinking about moving here, does this encourage you or motivate you in any way, or at least make it easier for you to consider this move? Let me know in the comments below. I'm quite curious to hear your thoughts on this. And of course, I will keep you posted on everything else as they come up. But yeah, it's nice to be back with a new video, and thank you so much for all of your support, all of your lovely comments. I hope that you're having a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Tschüss!